One pattern, 3 ways. In today's video, I will show you how you can easily achieve 3 different looks using one pattern and just changing the fabric or making simple hacks to the pattern. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about sewing and fashion and creating a handmade wardrobe. Using one pattern to achieve multiple looks is not only going to save you money, but it's going to save you time. You've spent the time perfecting the fit for you. You know what length looks best on you. You know if you need to do a full bust adjustment or a small bust adjustment. You know if you need to lengthen or shorten the sleeves. All those tiny little details that achieve a great fit for you personally. And that's one reason we sew, right? So that we have things that look good on us, that we don't have to settle for off the rack. That alone is going to save you time because you're not going to have to spend time re-altering the pattern to fit you. Plus, you've already sewn it, so you know the order of construction, you know if there's any tricky places that you had to work through. And the more often you sew that, each time you're going to get faster at it. So it's a time saver. The other thing is going to save you money because you don't need to purchase another pattern. Why spend money on another pattern and time and paper to alter it, get you to fit, just because there was something about the fabric that you liked or the detail that you liked? And some of those details are fairly easy to hack yourself. Let's look at the 3 looks that I achieved. Ooh, actually there's 4 now I think about it. Let me show you the 4 different looks that I achieved with one pattern. The shirt pattern I used is the cashmere BERNINA shirt. It's just a classic button-up shirt. I was just looking for those classic details with something with a collar stand and a collar, long sleeves with a cuff and a yoke in the back. I also liked that the cashmere BERNINA shirt was available in a wide variety of sizes, 0 to 16, 12 to 32. That way, if somebody followed along on my blog post, they could use the exact same pattern and chances are they'd be able to find a size that fits them. Let's look at the shirts. Number 1, a basic white shirt with a little twist. It's just quilting cottons that are added to the sleeve. They're just strips of quilting cotton. I made it asymmetrical because I love asymmetric. You could do them identical if you wish, or just do it on one sleeve. I went to my quilting shop. The BERNINA dealer has a quilting shop. And I don't have a lot of quilting scraps on hand, so I just asked for some help finding fabrics that I liked. I liked this blue one right here. And she just helped me pull out some colors that would work well with it. I'm very happy with that. Go to your local quilt shop, support your local fabric stores. They're there to help you. We had fun walking around the store looking for fabric for this shirt. Let me show you what I did for shirt number 2. Shirt number 2, color blocking. Color blocking is such an easy way to change the look of one of your patterns. There's so many things you can do with color blocking. I chose to just do 2 fabrics. This final shirt is not what I originally planned. And as I was putting it together, it just kind of changed. And that's the beauty of creating and designing. You can make changes as you go along. So what I did here is I played with the print and I chose to do a solid color next to it. And I split it right down the middle. Instead of splitting the back, I did the yoke with the print and then I went solid in the back. You could certainly split that down the back and do just like I did in the front. But remember, if you do that, you're gonna need to add seam allowances. For the collar, I went with the black collar, but I did the print on the collar band. And then for the sleeve cuff, I chose to do the opposite fabrics on each sleeve cuff. For the buttons on my color block shirt, I wanted a black and white button because I wanted to continue with the color block theme, but I couldn't find one. All I did is I stacked 2 buttons together, a larger one with a smaller one on top of it. I also framed the label. I just used a 2" by 2" piece of quilting cotton, put it on an angle, sewed my label to it, and stitched it to the facing of the back yoke before I constructed the shirt. Again, all the details on how to do this are on the We All Sew blog post, and I'll leave that in the description box below. Shirt number 3. This time I made a couple little changes to the pattern. I widened the sleeve, and I eliminated the cuff, and I added elastic at the wrist. I also added a ruffle to the shoulder and I took away the collar and added a ruffle at the collar. Now I don't wear mine buttoned up, but it's just easier to show with it buttoned up. I usually leave things open. And you'll notice the ruffles are patchwork. Quilting and clothing is still just a strong trend going on, and it's just so fun to add your own personality that way. I had challenged myself for all of these shirts to just use what was in my stash. These are some fat quarters that were in my stash. I don't even remember why or when I bought them, but I love the little colors. I love the pop of color against a classic white blouse. And this one I also framed out my label. I have a complete tutorial video on that if that's something that you would like to do to your shirts also. And there it is right there. Oh, and on the back, I did eliminate the pleat and I put the gathers instead. I just prefer that on my shirts. Shirt number 4. This is my favorite. This one I used a shirtweight linen on, and I went up a size because I want a little bit of a looser fit. You can see on this one, I also widened that sleeve pattern, eliminated the cuff, and added elastic at the bottom. What is really unique about this one is the stitching. Let's see, let me take this off the hanger quickly. I wanted to use decorative stitches. I do not have an embroidery unit, and I know many other people do not have an embroidery unit, but we can still achieve decorative looks using decorative stitches. On this, I used a specialty foot for a Bernina machine that actually does a pin tuck, and then you go back and you put decorative stitches in between the pin tucks. And again, instructions for this are on the We Also blog, and you can find that link in the description box below. So this has pin tucks on the sleeves, pin tucks and decorative stitches. When I was trying to determine what thread to use, I had a couple options. I didn't know if I wanted metallic, I didn't know if I wanted cotton, I didn't know if I wanted rayon, and I reached out to my friend Sue of Suki Sews, which, by the way, she has a really great YouTube channel. If you're not following her, I'm going to link her YouTube in the description box below. Go give her a follow. You're going to love her. Anyway, she's the embroidery expert for Bernina. I knew she could give me some advice, and I went with cotton thread because I didn't want the shiny look that rayon thread would provide. I also did multiple stitches. You could do every single stitch the same. I was just having fun and did all the stitches different. And then to continue with that, I added them to the back yoke. Just a little detail. My hair's a little bit shorter now. It used to be longer and you wouldn't have seen the back yoke, but now you can see the back yoke. And after I told you that I prefer gathers to pleats, you can see this one has a pleat. More of a classic shirt. By far my favorite. I wear this one the most often. And besides all those decorative stitches, I mean the pin tucks. Pin tucks are such a huge trend right now. Just a lot of adding texture and personalized details to your clothing. That's what it's all about right now. Have fun with those things. And pin tucks are so much easier than you could imagine if you've never tried them before. One pattern 4 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one has its own unique look using just one pattern, fabric changes, and simple pattern hacks. Did you have a favorite? Leave it for me in the comments below. Until I see you in the next video, I hope you have a blessed day. Happy sewing! Right now, just a